Let me take you back about 8 months. I was standing in what used to be my garage, now converted into a makeshift wedding war room. Color palettes, fabric swatches, vendor contracts, seating charts, you name it, I had it pinned to a corkboard.
Why?
Because I wanted my stepdaughter to have the dream wedding she always talked about. And yeah, stepdaughter. But I never once introduced her that way. To me, she was just my daughter. When I married her mom, Clara, she was only 6. Her biological dad left before she could tie her shoes. I was the one who showed up to every parent-teacher night, taught her how to drive, stayed up when she missed curfew, and held her hand when she didn't get into her first-choice college. I've loved her like my own flesh and blood, every single day. So when she got engaged, I didn't hesitate. I offered to pay. All of it. Not because I wanted control. Not for any glory. But because I wanted her to feel cherished, like someone had her back, no matter what. The venue. A stunning vineyard estate. I pulled strings with an old friend and signed the lease myself. I customized everything down to the font on the menus. Her mom, now my wife of 18 years, helped with some details too. But I was the one up until 2 a.m. night after night making sure every single piece was perfect. When she called me Dad during her engagement toast, I had to turn away so no one saw me tear up. I thought we were good. But I was wrong. The big day arrives. It's perfect. Warm weather, string lights glowing under the dusk sky. Guests are everywhere. Family, friends, co-workers. People I hadn't seen in a decade hugged me and said, "You did all this? Wow man, she's lucky." Yeah, I thought so too. The ceremony was beautiful. Her vows. Tear-jerkers. Her groom seemed genuinely head over heels, and I thought, well damn, maybe I did okay. But then, the reception. It's always the reception, right? She gets up for the big toast. Everyone's clinking glasses, leaning in, smiling. She taps the mic. I just want to take a moment to thank the most important person in my life. I smiled. My mother. Pause. For raising me and my brother alone. For being both our mom and our dad. For never giving up, even when things were hard. You're the reason I'm standing here today. Everyone clapped. Some stood. I didn't. I just sat there, staring at her. She never even glanced at me. Not a word. Not a nod. Not a thank you for the thousands of hours or the tens of thousands of dollars. Nothing. It was like I was a damn ghost in a suit. I felt something twist in my chest. Not anger. Not at first. Just this, bone-deep sadness. A kind of pain that doesn't come from what's said, but from what's left unsaid. I looked over at my wife, Clara, and even she looked uncomfortable. Like she knew. But she didn't say anything. Just kept clapping. So I stood up. And I walked out. No drama. No slammed doors. Just me, leaving. I went out to the edge of the vineyard, took a breath, and pulled out my phone. You see, there's one thing my stepdaughter didn't know. That venue. The one with the hanging garden, imported stone tiles, and fairy lights in the trees? It was in my name. The lighting. The sound system. The catering access. All tied to my contract. And yeah, maybe I should have just let it go. Been the bigger person. But something in me snapped. Not out of spite. But clarity. I texted the manager 2 words. Shut it. And 30 seconds later, boom. Lights out. The music died. The fairy lights blinked off. The kitchen went dark. Emergency exit lights flickered on like we were in a horror film. Chaos. People were whispering, then murmuring, then panicking. The DJ kept tapping his laptop. The coordinator was scrambling. And the bride. She ran out back looking for someone to yell at. Found me instead. What's happening? I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Ask your mother." Apparently, she did all this alone. She froze. Confused. Then angry. "You're ruining my wedding." I shrugged. No. Just giving credit where it's due. She didn't know what to say. And honestly, neither did I. I just handed her the folder with all the vendor contacts, patted her on the shoulder, and walked away. Never raised my voice. never shed a tear. But I haven't spoken to her since. Neither has her mother, by the way. She came home later that night, quiet, put her hand on my shoulder and said, "I'm sorry. I should have said something." I didn't respond. Because you know what? You don't build something for 8 months, years, really, just to be erased in front of 100 people. I wasn't looking for praise. Just acknowledgement. A simple thank you would have meant the world. Instead, I turned off the world she thought she built. Sometimes the greatest act of love is stepping away when you're no longer seen. If this story hit home, please subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000. Every click means the world. For every unsung hero out there, this one's for you.